So today we'll be taking a look at how we can set up React Native Godot. So that is React Native with an instance of the Godot game engine running inside of your React Native application. So I'll just show you what we have. Right. So here, if you do React Native Godot, this is um, created by bond.com. So bond.com have a lot of other interesting packages. So I was just browsing through Reddit, seeing if there are anyone who successfully installed this on their local. There were, but they didn't show me how they did it. And since I was running on Windows, I didn't find a way to install this package manager. So basically, this is go through the repository. So it's called bond.com/React Native Godot, and so basically this allows embedding the Godot engine into React Native applications. So the Godot engine is basically an open source game engine which is written in Go, and you can create games with it, as simple as that. But this library, this lets us embed an instance of the Godot engine inside of React Native applications. Okay, so this supports Android and iOS, built by libgodot. And yeah, this is a stable implementation is what they are saying, serving millions of users in bonds applications. And yeah, it supports starting, stopping, and restarting the Godot engine. Let's just look at what a libgodot does. Yeah, so the Migaran libgodot project. So compile Godot engine as either a static or shared library and expose the Godot engine controls over the GD extension API. So this is to a host process. So this host process is nothing but our React Native process, right? And we can access the GD extension API from inside of React Native. And that's it on a high level. I mean, we don't need to go inside the details or the specifics of it, right? And here you have a lot of ways you can quick start it, but I tried setting it up on Windows, but I failed, and that is why I decided to install Ubuntu on VirtualBox, because I think a Linux environment would be better and easier to set up this application, and that's what I have achieved. So I'll show you what all I have done. So let me just log into Ubuntu. And by the way, this is just an Ubuntu image. It's not a big deal. Let me just full screen it. Okay. Yeah. So what this says is clone it, right? So you need to have Git installed. I don't want to go into the basics of how to install Git and all that, because there are a ton of tutorials on those things, and ASDF. So I'll just show you how I have achieved the ASDF installed. So if you just go ASDF, right, and click on the getting started link, what worked for me was this particular command. Sorry, not this one. Git clone ASDF version 0.18. This is very important because at first I downloaded version 0.15 and it wasn't letting me install the dependencies because it needed 0.16, which is entirely written in Go. So yeah, I don't know the details of any of those versions, but you need to have this particular version. Try to get 0.18, which is the latest version as of the time of making this video, and run make copy as div. So here, yeah, so this is the library inside the ASDF folder, and when you run make, you get executable. So this is the ASDF binary or executable, and this you have to add inside your path. So show you terminal, and I'll show you what is inside bash rc. So scroll down and you will see that I have added the path. Yeah, so these two paths. So you can just pause the video and just copy this path, right? As easy as that. Second thing that you have to do is oops, I'm switching between instances. Yeah, the Godot engine. just go to Google Godot engine and download the latest, and this is what you see here. So this will be a zip file, unzip it, and you will get an executable of the Godot engine, right? So that is there, and add it again, add it to the, where should I add it? To bash rc, right? So all the paths should be added inside bash rc, because that is where the processes go and try to find the paths. So export Godot editor equals this particular thing, and then you have to install Java, which is also a one-liner. Install Java Ubuntu, just Google it, you will get. So first update the packages and sudo apt install openjdk 17, that's what I installed. And if you type Java version, just make sure, just check the versions after installing everything. Even for ASDF, you will see 0.18 is there, right? And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Let's go back to the GitHub repo. I'm gonna do Godot. Go to npm, go to the repository. Yeah, and you have to run some commands. So cd into the example folder. So example folder will be, when you clone it, you'll get an example folder, and you have to do asdf install, right? And then you can try running /export godot test.ss.android. Just run it in this particular path. And then this is very important, yarn download prebuild. What this command does is it installs some specific libraries which are needed to run the React Native application. So that React Native application on Android, when it runs, it checks whether this library is there, and it makes use of those binaries inside the library to basically, I think, expose the GD extension API to React Native. So it's a very core library. So this you have to do. And then after that, I did not run it on an emulator because that's a whole other issue, which I couldn't run an emulator on this, right? So I basically used a USB pass-through. I'll just show you what it is. So if you open VirtualBox, settings, USB, right? So as you can see, Motorola 860 Pro, that is my phone, and I have checked it and I have clicked on OK. So this basically lets the Ubuntu VM to use my device for running the application. So ADB devices, if I run, yep. So right now I have not attached the device because I'm recording the video. You can see a device ID if I run it there, right? And then what you have to do is basically go into React Native example, right click, open in terminal, and yarn Android. I mean, that's basically it, right? And yeah, before that, there's an important thing I'll show you. Let me just open this inside VS Code. So how did I find all this? I mean, what to run it in yarn and stuff like that. So let me just open the package.json file. So initially when I was running yarn install, it gave me an error saying that portal ... So this particular thing, right, this was not supported. And for this you need to have something called npm core pack, right? So npm core pack. So core pack, you have to install this. So if you install this, only then you can have the latest version of yarn pick up dependencies which are defined in this particular way, right? So you have something like this, and as you can see, you are having, let me search, yeah, package manager yarn at 4.9.3. so if you need this, you need to have node version greater than 20 to install core pack, and then you upgrade the version of yarn, and then when you do yarn install, all these will be working perfectly fine, right? So these are kind of the little roadblocks that I spent a whole day yesterday figuring out, and I could finally get the code to run the example app to run on my device, which I'll show you. Yep, it's right here. So this is kind of like the very basic implementation of how the Godot engine can be used inside of React Native applications. So I'll be trying to play around it a bit and see if you can do something fun and useful. And till then, wait for my next video. If you do like this video and find it useful, please share, and please hit the subscribe button because it helps me out a lot. And thanks for watching. Peace.